Good afternoon, Code Simplifier tribes. Behzad is here with another video for beginner programmers. In our last video, we managed to forward engineer our tables and use the scripts generated by SQL, as you see here on the screen. Today, we want to write our own scripts and going through them one step at a time. But before we start, I have a question for you. Do you remember the first video about what we want to build in the end of this video series? If not, that's okay. I want to help you to remember. We want to create a database using SQL scripts, insert data into our database, edit the data, and export our database with its own information. So, no further talk, let's get started. Open up your SQL. To open your project, go to where you saved your last file. For instance, here is where I saved my work. The file format should be MWP. When we click on it, it will open up our tables. Click on the home icon on the top left corner in MySQL. In MySQL connections, select the local instance, double click, and here is where you need to insert the password you created from day one. Here we could see the script from our last video. We want to create another database from scratch, so you could see the difference between drawing tables and writing scripts in SQL. So click on the SQL file on the left corner and you will get another file to use. Here is the SQL, double click, and here is the file you got. We start with creating a comment by using minus signs twice. Write the description of the code. So I would like to use creating my first database. If the code is too small to see, you can zoom in by pushing down the control on your keyboard and rolling the wheels on your mouse. In, it will zoom in, and if you're going backwards, it will zoom out. So just adjust it to the size you can see clearly, and obviously you can see the codes. So once we created our information about the database, next is moving on to create an actual database. So create another comment. We want to write down drop the database if exists, and I'll explain to you why do we need to doing it. Just write down drop schema. Schema means database. If exists, the name of it is school 2. Below that one, write another comment. We want to write down creating the database. Create schema if not exist school 2. So first you want to drop, second you want to create if doesn't exist. Now we want to run our codes to see the results. You got two options here. These bolts and the signs here, they are for execution. The right one is when you choose it, it will execute the only line you selected. And the left one executes codes from the toppest to lowest. So for this instance, we want to run from the toppest to lowest because we have only two codes. So first, just run it here. You got first warning, and the second one is creating a schema if not exist. So refresh the tab here. And here is your school 2 database which you created using SQL scripts. Congratulations. So we were able to create our database using the scripts. Now let's take a step back and explain what we have done. Starting off with comments. Comments are helping you and others to understand what you have done, what the code does, and why you use the current method. So drop a schema if doesn't exist is used to make sure you are not making a database with same name twice. In our work, doesn't make much difference, but it is a good habit to take on. And the second one, creating a schema if not exist, runs after the above code has been executed. In this case, it runs with no issue. So far, we have our database ready to use. In the end, I would like to stop the video here to avoid any confusion and workload. Go ahead and try to make some other databases and get used to the other routines and how it works, especially the comments and explaining yourself. As per usual, if you have any question or any section of this video wasn't clear, write your question in the comment section and I will respond to it as quick as I can. Also, if you are new to this channel and would like to learn coding in a simple way, make sure you subscribe to the channel for upcoming videos. Thanks for your time and I will catch you all later next week. Thanks.